Hey guys, and welcome to vlog number 2 of my Olympic vlog series, where I decided to invite all of you people that follow me as I medaled at these 2026 Olympic Games. I invited you to follow me as I prepare for the 2030 Games. Obviously, we want to see if I can do better than this, but also just all the years in between and all the stuff that goes on outside of the skating ring. So here we are. Also, this is the first time in my new studio. It's not fully complete. There are gonna be some shelves here in the background. We're gonna have these things, the YouTube plate, the Olympic medal, some mascot from the games hanging in the background, and then currently getting all of these canvases finished with my sponsors on them. So they will be here hanging on the wall in the background, so I can give some back to them for allowing me to skate for a living and allowing me to share with all of you guys. So these are super cool and they're gonna be here. Got some fancy lights set up, and yeah, it's just really awesome that thanks to sponsors I managed to invest money into making more out of this content so that I can share that whole journey with all of you. This vlog is about the month of May. Honestly, one of the most exciting, if you take out the fact that there's no ice skating and no racing in it. It is where the most things shift around, is where the season starts basically. And this year has been pretty incredible so far. We are back in Calgary training with my wife Sophia and our team, the SPCI. So it's an international team that I trained with through all of last year, all of this year, led by Bart Schouten. And now we've got a big upgrade. My friend and previous teammate, Ted-Jan Bloemen, also world record holder, Olympic champion. He is our assistant coach. So it's really a dream setup where I can train here with my wife, with the best coach I've ever had, and then the greatest teammate I've ever had, now transitioning into a coach. So that setup is just amazing. I also get to do the sport with some incredible people. We have some of them that were on the team last year. We've got an American, Ian Frederick, Max Kuko from Finland, Elias Smading from Great Britain, and then we have some other skaters that retired. I'm still hoping for especially a Swiss guy that I really enjoy training with to come back here, Severin Wittmer. He is super strong on inlines, and that's the one thing I feel like I really need. We need a group of 3 good distance skaters. Then personally, I know it's going to be incredible. We have Graham Fish as one of them. He broke the world record in the 10K some years back, and he didn't have 2 great seasons, but I think now that he's back with the team, I can already see that he improves. And having a guy like him is basically like the perfect setup. We're super good, I think, at giving each other feedback and seeing the same things. A lot of things, you know, you're trying to improve technically and giving specific cues that like, oh, this worked for me, maybe it works for you. And sometimes you like crack that code together and it feels awesome. So we're building this team. We're 8 athletes now. We hope to be 14 for it to, you know, make sense financially to our coach in terms of renting ice rinks. Obviously, it's going to be cheaper for more people. And then we're looking for sponsors. I try my best to try and reach out, especially in Canada, Calgary, seeing if somebody wants to help our little project here. Because last year just worked so well. Like Sophia became European champion. I medaled at the Olympics, Ted medaled at the World Cup. Our German girl Kasia got 2 medals at Europeans and World Cups, and lots of PBs and lots of smiles. So just want to see if that project can keep growing, and obviously I'm stoked to be part of it. So now we dive into May. What is May? It's kind of the month where I come back to training, but not really, because I stay active, especially the last 2 weeks of April. I'm training pretty hard. Like I ramp it up, but say the last week of April is more than 15 hours of active training, which is not a lot for professional, but it's a lot for what you consider off season. Because I want to make sure that when we get back here on May 1st with that team, with the coaches, I'm fit enough to be able to execute the workout well, technically well. And I really felt like this year I started from a whole different level than last year, which makes me very excited, because last year was much better than the year I've ever had as a skater. So that is very nice, good confidence boost. Also, we've been doing some new things, new exercises where I still realize, oh, I got a lot to learn. So it's kind of like a good mix between, man, I improved so much and things they're more natural to me, some technical things, but also realizing, oh, there's a way to go and there are things to work on, which also means there are improvements, which is, you know, the whole point of it. So it's a good mix of confidence and motivation, I think. That's how it's been. We've been ramping it up, and the workouts are basically 2 jump sessions where we do a little bit of weightlifting and then jump around for 3 hours. Those are the core workouts, the hard workouts. Then we have 2 short track sessions. That's new from last year. I've done a little bit of short track every now and then. I'm no expert. My wife is 20 times World Cup medalist, so it really puts my level in perspective to hers. And but also like awesome the same way she can learn from me on inlines, I can learn from her on short track, and having that like kind of like role model in a way. At least I hope we look up to each other a little, like technically. I definitely see her as like, yeah, she understands things, she executes it, and she's good at teaching it also, like trying to focus on this, and she keeps us awake when we do relays. Like that was not a good exchange, and I think that's nice because that's how we improve. And I really think key to getting better is always knowing that you're not perfect. So be open to taking advice, and it's easy when it comes from a person that you know, I feel like I know my wife pretty well, so we have to kind of guard down when we talk about these things, and vice versa. So short track, we are doing 2 workouts. They're always the same setup, because we're not short track skaters, so there's no reason to train stars or anything too specific. So we always do relays, 3 laps, 2 to 3 people in each team, and just 3 laps at a time. And then every single set, we have a technical focus point. It can be land the left skate a little lower, land the right a little lower, activate the left oblique, the right oblique, look more towards the exit of the turn, look more towards the outside of the turn. Like a lot of things, cues to just be more aware of our skating and find out what works for us. And I really found out that 2 things that work well for me is land the left with a lot of lean, so almost focusing like replacing the right skate in that crossover. I don't want to be too technically specific, but small things like that, that even though short track, it's a small rink, it's a quarter of the rink we usually skate on, I really felt like, ooh, this is gonna transfer well. And that gets me excited. So that feeling of like starting early with having ice contact, it's a sport that really puts things in the edge. I think it's gonna be really healthy for me, so it's good. So we do the 2 jump sessions, these 2 short track, and we do 1 to 2 inline sessions a week. Those are 3 minutes on, 1 minute off, just good precision work. We have this beautiful lake we skate around, a little more than a kilometer. I love that. Probably seen some Instagram content because I think it's such a beautiful area. And because inline skating feels so natural to me, I managed to kind of like direct my mental energy towards changing the things I want to change. So that helps a lot. And yeah, I'm gonna keep doing inline until, you know, we're into the ice season, because I want to transfer that onto the ice really well. And I think, yeah, I can tell that that's also another one of those where like that can, it's easy to bring from wheels to blades. Different cues we have, and it's awesome having Ted that can also, you know, he can skate well. He's a freaking Olympic champion, so he can still skate with me on inlines and like give me feedback literally right behind me. And also if he wants me to understand the technical cue, he just skates a lap in front of me. It's like, oh, I get it, I just followed that. That's easy, especially if you're like a visual learner. It's so nice. It's a big benefit. Then we bike about 4 times a week. We always finish the week off with a long 5-hour plus Saturday ride, the group together. It's awesome. Have a good coffee stop when there's like an hour and a half to go. These are nice. Like I feel like we bond here, and you know, you get to know each other when you just have like, oh, the next 5 hours we're gonna be here. So I think that's really healthy. Other than, you know, you get super fit from it. And then an easy jog midweek just for recovery. And that's about it. That's what we do for training basically. And it's nice. Like I feel it's building up, getting used to the altitude finally, and it's just a lot of work. Like I really love that, and I always like, wow, I'm so tired. The only part I don't like about it, I think, is being tired outside of training. Like finally you have a rest day. What are we gonna do? Absolutely nothing. Just lay in bed and try and see if we can train well the next day. But other than that, I love these workouts. I love digging deep. It's a nice feeling of knowing like you did it. Like you put in all the work you could. You did your best. In terms of that structure, that is how it works. We have 2.5 weeks training hard, and then we have 4 days recovering. 2 easy workouts, but basically they're like the whole point of that. I just came out of those now, so that's why I'm in a great mood. They're 4 days very chill. Our coach always advises us to get out of town, like just to change up the atmosphere and free the mind a little, which we try and do. Usually camping or glamping. We went to this little cottage this time in May. Absolutely gorgeous, and had like this jacuzzi thing. We ate sausages over a bonfire, and that just feels really good. And sometimes that goes longer than all these recovery tools we have to reset the mind and come back and you feel fresh and you want to attack it. It's like, it takes very little to miss the grind and miss the skating when we have those days. Now, in terms of the whole sponsorship things here, obviously, some of you may have heard the news that somehow, despite the Olympic medal, the European Championships title, everything, there is no government funding. It was just decided which sports Team Denmark, so that's the Danish like elite sports funding, they're going to support, and it was curling, bobsled, a million other sports, but even the winter sports, speed skating is not one of them, which means that Sophia and I are going to be unemployed. That's rough, because I always had in mind that like my whole life it was we've been told like, oh, if you qualify for the Olympics, you're a professional. If you make top 8, you get bigger funding. If you were one day to make top 3 at the Olympic Games, you get the top tier elite funding. So for that to happen, and then, since the Olympics, I haven't had a monthly payment or a monthly paycheck, and that's scary, obviously, because, a whole life revolves around this. But ultimately, I think that has also shown me that I don't have to be scared, because when you're genuine and you do something out of passion and you do it well, sometimes I don't skate fast, sometimes I do, but I always come into it with full commitment, then you find the right people and you link up with those. These are my people. I have the coaches, the teammates, and the sponsors that make it float anyways. So I think it's almost empowering that I know, like, if I'm good enough, I don't have to worry about this. And in one way that show, like, no matter how good you get, you can't expect anything from, say, your country. But there will be people out there that love what you do and they want to support it. So I'm definitely looking at, I've re-signed with some of my sponsors, and also in negotiations. The latest one here, I'm going to tease it now, is SPSK. So basically the future of inline skating bearings, it's a full all the way through the wheel bearing, instead of having that spacer, so bearing, and spacer in the middle. This is all the way through. So obviously that's gonna allow for better roll. They're smaller, they're compact, they're lighter, they're smoother. I've been testing them myself, and I just simply just reached out to them like, I want to be in this train, and you want to be part of mine? And then that's one thing I'm really excited about, and obviously gonna share some content of that. I think it's exciting being part of revolutionizing the sport. So that one I'm really excited about. And then some Danish companies that I can talk more about soon. But I think I have like this gut feeling that things are gonna be fine, which allows me to just dig deep in training and train my lungs out. The next month, June, that's gonna be a lot of biking. So very grateful that we have Canyon on the team. They sponsored us. They gave us bikes, super nice bikes, the Arrows. You probably see them on social media. And I think I'm gonna spend more than 60 hours of just pure riding in the month of June. So that's a lot. That's more than I spent on any other kind of training modality. So having those that are fast because it's fun, but they're also comfortable, which I think, especially in skating and sport, where like, it doesn't really matter if I bike at 34, 31 kilometers an hour for my 5-hour rides. But it does matter if my back's feeling fine, if my wrists are fine. And in Canyon so far, the only bike where I can sit in a weirdly aerodynamic position without having pain. So that's a big win, and I think it's cool that Soph and I have like matching bikes also. So grateful for that. And we have Grip Grab and Pulsar Fusion that also are part of this vlog, from like sponsoring us with awesome equipment. And the same with Power Bar, that just keeps us fueled. And fuel is pretty important these days. Like, just an elite sport, the level is too high to not do everything right. I'm a dietitian, so that also helps when I get these tools. I know how to use them, what bars, how often, and yeah, that just makes a big difference. And I feel being energized despite the massive training load. So massive shout out to them. And this all sounds like it's just training and nothing but training, but it's also some like really fun times, honestly. It's, you know, eating homemade sourdough pizzas on the terrace in the evening, watching the sunset with my wife. It's going for a kids run with Ted's kids, and seeing how much faster they are compared to last year. And yeah, just because we train 30 hours a week and it hurts, it doesn't mean we can't really enjoy it. And I think especially after the Olympics, maybe I managed to relax a little more. Like, I know I can end my skating career if I get tired of skating tomorrow, and I'm definitely going to be proud of this medal, the World Cup medal, my records, and how I showed up as an athlete. And I think now I just know, you know, there's no money, so I know I just do this out of pure love for it, like because I want to get as good as I can, and that feels really nice. Like, I feel like I have nothing to prove other than that I can still get better. And that allows me to enjoy those moments, like running with the kids, or a cozy evening on the terrace with a nice pizza. Or we even went to this jamboree, like music night with Ted, invited by one of his like all-time biggest sponsors, and just relaxing and still sharing the joy of this guy with a lot of people. I don't think that ever gets old. So enjoying that, and then I also am looking forward to, on a final little note here, to go back to Denmark. At the end of June, I'm gonna be on Aftenshow. It's like the biggest late night show in Denmark, talking about the year that passed, and also what's up in the future. Obviously, I'm looking towards the next Olympics, but also Europeans, World Championships, everything on the way there. So talk about that on TV, and then linking up with some cool sponsors and mom and dad. So that's gonna be super nice. I'll keep you guys posted. You know where to find me, on Instagram and YouTube. And if you want to see like even more of this like behind the scenes stuff, some live streams on very specific topics, my OnlyFans, I really do share a lot there, and I think it's such a cool tool for creators to just be creative and monetize on it. So share more and get more back. That's it. I am now gonna warm around this table without bumping into too many lamps and whatnot, and then I'll just see you soon. Thanks for watching.